We'd like to thank today's sponsor for Mission to Mars podcast, Raid Shadow Legends. Um,
Yo, what up, everybody? Mission to Mars. I cannot remember what episode this is. Maybe this episode 20. Is this episode 20, gamers? I think we done. I think we at episode 20 now on this from this season and last season.
say it again. I was typing a comment.
Oh, you good? I said I don't remember what episode we on of this. I think this episode 20 to be honest. I'm not sure.
Such a good episode.
Yeah,
Well,
dang. We've
well
done that many episodes of Mission to Mars? Holy
yeah,
cow.
I'd say this is episode 20. Welcome to episode 20 of Mission to Mars. Al Ingram the
Historic.
third in the booth. We are bad gamers, and
That's
we
me.
got we got our favorite commentator besides myself and gamers in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
I am the communist leader of the GSB, Chairman Machera.
Yes, sir. Chairman Machera in the building. Hope everybody is ready. Hey, man. And then there were four people. What a great week of GSB playoffs last week. Made me sweat. If y'all know why, y'all know why. Trust me, I'm sure gamers know why that made me sweat. Huh,
Oh,
man,
man.
but we
just take
here though.
just take a breath again right now. Just take a breath.
I have to,
I
man.
had we had a
Look
bye
around
week
where
in
you at.
Ohio, so it was
Yeah.
Look
interesting.
around where you at. A bye week? What the? Oh my
Come on,
God.
man.
So how
Here
do
we
you?
go.
They ain't like us. They ain't like us. Okay.
hmm But hey, let's get into some of these matchups though that we didn't cover in because we didn't have a pregame show for that game Friday. I apologize about that. That is my fault because
Uh oh.
I got off of work and had every intention of doing the pregame show, but my body
Yeah.
was like go to sleep, and
Go to sleep.
I literally didn't wake up until like 5 minutes before the Martians Stallions game Friday. So I apologize about that, but I'm gonna be on it this week. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start by recapping the games that we didn't go over in the pregame show. Starting off with Kentucky and Baltimore, man. So Baltimore ended up closing the show and beating Kentucky in the series 2-0, winning this game 123 to 190. Let me get y'all thoughts about that, man.
So I know Kentucky very well. Kentucky is my
Yeah.
divisional rival. They led our division the entire season until week 14. So from week 1 to week 14, these 13 they were in charge. And they were the top team in the league for the majority of that time too. So they are an incredible unit. I picked Baltimore to win this series 2-1, but I thought there were going to be three close fought games. And watching this is a different Baltimore than we saw for the majority of the season.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I did not expect Kentucky to be shut out this series at all. I believe I was saying last week that thought it was going to go 3 games as well. But just the way Baltimore played, they played very dominant them 2 games in that series.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'm gonna turn my. Is it picking up my stream?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, okay. No, this was a. Whew. Well, it'll when I start going over the stats, I don't have individual game stats. I got I printed off the playoff, like current playoff, statistical category stuff stats, and yeah, no, this was a crazy, very different looking Baltimore team that we're kind of used to seeing.
Hmm
They dominated Kentucky. There were points where Kentucky just looked so out of sorts. It did not look like Kentucky we saw, week one through all the way into the regular season. So just goes to show, yeah, this was not. This ended up being a very bad matchup for Kentucky. I don't, you know, it just kind of shows you how the playoffs are. Like sometimes you just get a bad matchup against another team that is just built differently. I feel like Kentucky could have matched up well with probably 99% of all the other teams out there, but Baltimore presented, this versatility right now that they were not ready for. They did not let Kentucky get into the paint like they like to. They love to splash,
Hmm.
and they took away some of Kentucky's spark plugs. Josh Young 2.0 didn't go off like he usually goes off.
Hmm.
Dime Hardaway, Kobe Johnson, they didn't have the kind of games we're used to seeing them have. And some of that is Kentucky's game planning, and then some of that is obviously Baltimore's defense and their game planning. So, yeah, I agree with Biff. I thought both of these games would have been closer, but we kind of knew something was up. That first game, game one, when Baltimore just kind of punched Kentucky in the mouth in that first quarter, and it was just off to the races. Um,
Hmm.
but both great teams. I don't think this, I know Shane would probably say otherwise and talk about Kentucky's schedule. I don't think this really takes away from what Kentucky accomplished this season. Them losing in the first round of the playoffs, yeah, they were kind of favored to probably make it to the semifinals. But I don't think this is a bad Kentucky team. I just think that this is a really, really good Baltimore team that kind of maximized their uh their system kind of right at the right time to get, Aldo Huxley averaging he's up to 19.5 right now in the playoffs. So
Hmm.
to get him averaging that still against one of the better teams in the league shows you that Baltimore has figured some stuff out that they're not sharing.
Yeah, in
How
Baltimore.
family friendly is the mission tomorrow is going to be this week?
Listen,
Uh,
I figured out the music issue. We ain't gonna have that problem this week. I'm not trying
I
to
just
so
get
bet.
I'm not trying to get copyrighted
you
on
might
here or on Spotify. Speaking of, if
copyright
y'all missed
strike.
last week's episode, you can go back here on Twitch and watch it, and you can stream it on Spotify as well. But yeah, we
Also,
fixed that issue though.
Love it.
if anybody knows of any good ways to strip audio from a Twitch video, please let us know. I don't know if you still need help with that, Ingram, but since I know we
Yeah.
got a lot of people listening right now, if anybody knows of any good programs or applications that, like I used to have a downloader for Twitch VODs, it's not working anymore for me. I think I need to delete it and reinstall it. But yeah, help your boys out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you may
But
continue, Ingram.
one thing I can say about this game though, I was surprised though of the play of Jack Lawson and Timo Shuttlesworth.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
carried this game. I mean, when Tim Riggins and Otto Huxley really couldn't get nothing started. I mean, Tim
Right.
Riggins had 13, Otto Huxley had 12, but then you had those other two step up and score. Jack
Right.
Lawson had 20 points. Timo Shuttlesworth had 18. They really
Mhm.
stepped up when Baltimore needed them to for sure in this game.
True. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get to see all of this game, but yeah, Baltimore's a deep team.
Hmm.
I've been saying, we've had dealings with Luke personally. We know the kind of guy he is. He built this
Hmm.
team in a very specific way, um, and he's gotten everybody in there to buy in. Riggins is doing the game planning. He's gotten everybody to buy in. So, uh, it does make me think of like Ohio. It does make me think of ourselves and Seattle teams that you really don't know who's going to go off, but someone's going to step up. It's just in the DNA for somebody to step up and make plays when they need to be made. And yeah, Jack Lawson has come extremely far as a forward. First time I think he's made an All-Star appearance. And
Yeah.
yeah, he's one of the most efficient small forwards in the league. Kind of a position that, in my opinion, doesn't really get the shine it deserves. But there are a lot of very talented small forwards in the league, if you ask me. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to this series that they're going into next, which we are going to talk about. But we got to
Oh
get
yeah.
to the other two games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, Let me see here. I got to get to them. So here we go. Next game
Okay.
we had. Give me 1 second here. This thing is tripping.
Uh-oh.
Did it come up on y'all side? Hold on, y'all.
Hold on. I gotta put my phone up.
I still see the Kentucky thing popping up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I see.
it's I don't know how it went into studio mode just now, but it did.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We in the studio.
Oh man. I've been known to drop some tracks in the studio.
Oh, really?
Oh, we know.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you on the album. Yeah, we need a diss track right now.
Oh man. Freestyling.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. Okay, let me see if I can get this straight, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Listen, we said we're keeping it family friendly. I'll go in on Riggins after game one.
Oh,
There
okay,
you
okay,
go.
okay.
All right, let me do it like this real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me go right here, and we're gonna get it over to here. And then we're gonna come right here, and then bring that over here. All right, still didn't do what I needed it to do. Daggone it.
He did all that for nothing.
How the
Oh
heck I
man.
get it out this studio mode?
Oh man.
Mm, gotta look it
I'm gonna
up.
figure it out, but it's all good. We'll just run with what we got here. So the next game though that I think shocked everybody. We went back to game two at Albuquerque. The Martians versus Dallas in a deciding game two.
Hmm.
Albuquerque needed to win this game, and they did in convincing
Oh,
fashion,
did
107
they
to
really?
115.
Did they really win? Dang!
They won.
Wow.
The Martians pulled it off.
Who would have
One
thought that?
107 to 105. Let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and combine both of their game. I'm sorry. And actually, that was the last game. They won
Yeah.
Oh,
they won 115 106 the first game.
yeah.
And then the second game, which was the deciding game,
Deciding game three, huh?
the Martians pulled it out and advanced
Hmm.
115 to 107. So let's talk about it here. Let's get your thoughts about this, Chairman.
So
Yeah,
I was in
Jeremy.
the booth for this game, and I
Yeah.
got to watch this firsthand. And when you're in the booth, as you guys know, you don't get you're processing everything in the moment, so you don't get to like think about the bigger implications. You just focus on what you're seeing.
Mm,
And it was a pleasure to watch this game
mm,
because it was back and forth. This team, both of these teams are on these incredible runs. They have this something we love about sports. What I love about sports, I should say, is the storylines, is the drama that comes with sports. And there's not two teams with a better storylines than Dallas and Albuquerque this season. And you saw all these players playing with their hearts, trying to get their team to that next stage, and it was incredible.
Well
I
said, my friend. Well
I
said.
I definitely say that game three, if there was ever a category in the award show for game of the year, that
Mhm.
Oh
had to
man.
be the game of the year right now
Oh
in
yeah.
the GSB. Um, even going back to that second game, well, let me set the scene for this. So for those who figuring out like who do like the game plans and stuff like that for us, gamers work on the rotation, and I'm the one who does the game plans for our team. So I went into that first game optimistic.
Hmm.
Ran the game plan that I thought was pretty good, which turned out it wasn't. After that, I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to. I know we got a game on Thursday, but I'm
Hmm.
not even gonna try to game plan tonight. So I'm not even gonna game plan after that game. Uh, so I started game planning the next day, and it was like I knew what Dallas was trying to do, but I didn't know how to beat it at all. So I kept asking myself, like, how do you beat this team where you know their game plan, but you don't know what to do against it? So I'm running Sims, and then like literally like 2 hours before the game plan was due, before our game, I finally saw something that I liked. And I had a feeling that it was gonna work. Like I instantly, like soon as I started seeing it in the Sims, I had a feeling like this is gonna work. We're gonna do this. And so I said to myself, all right, this was my thought for this first game, for this game two right here. I said, who is Dallas gonna probably take out the game? Who is Dallas probably going to play against in the game? They're going to play against me because they don't want me to get a 40-point game that I'm capable of doing, or even a 30-point game, and they're probably going to game plan against Fowler.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, all right, let's do this. Let's take me out of the game to where I'm playing the least minutes possible,
Mm-hmm.
and let's put somebody else in that position to where they can produce. So, in with that being said, it was it happened to be Brent who I said I was going to give the extra minutes to that I normally have.
Mm-hmm.
And I was even shocked when I watched that game too because Brent went slam off that second game. Like
Brent went off game two.
I
Yikes.
said, I started to message Brent and be like, Brent, where the hell have you been this whole time? And we just pulled it out. They got me nervous at the end of that second game, but we just
Mhm.
pulled it out somehow. And then I said to myself, all right, we had got the message said, hey, we're gonna try to play this game on Friday. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do my same routine that I did the second game too because it's obviously working, and I'm not gonna game plan for this until a few hours
A
before
crunch time, right?
till crunch time. But then I laid down to go to sleep, and then it was like I just couldn't go to sleep because I had came up with like a brilliant idea for game three. So I got up. I ended up game planning until 4 o'clock in the morning, and I work from home. So while I'm working from home the next day, I have my computer right beside me, still running Sims. So I'm
Let's
working and
go.
running Sims at the same time. So I was I so basically my game plan was all right. They just seen Brent score 35 points in the game. Now they're gonna go from focusing on me and Fowler to me and Brent. So let's just run a few sims and see how that worked.
Right.
So I ran the
Right.
sims and they was tearing us up still. So I was like, you know what? What if I just throw some stuff at them that they won't even see coming? So instead of game planning for me and Brent to be the primary people, I took myself out the game again to where like I put myself at the minimum. Like if you watch the game, if you seen the stats, I only played 20 minutes. The league minimum is 22. I put in 22 minutes, but I only played 20 points, and I didn't play the entire second quarter of that game. So
Mm.
then I was like, all right, that's me. I don't have they don't have to worry about me because I'm not even going to be in the game like that. So then I was like, all right, what about Brent? So I was like, okay,
Mm.
you're still going to have to deal with Brent, but they're going to be really guarding him this game because they don't want another 35-point game from him. So I said,
Right.
all right, let's do it again. So I I so we put it to where Brent was only playing like the last 4 minutes in the first like 2-3 minutes of the next quarter. So to where by the time Brent's coming in and y'all think he's going to be in for a while, he's coming back out the game. So necessarily, Brent's not in the game either. So you're not having to
Right.
worry about Brent. So I'm like, all right. So that's me. That's Brent. They're not going to have to worry about it. Let's get some other key players on the team who can shoot and get them
Right.
involved in the game plan. So that's when I got Jason Peace involved in the game plan. That's why I got Solid in the game plan. That's when I got Fowler in the um Justin Banks in the
Yeah,
game
Banks
plan.
was a big,
Right.
big
Yeah,
participant in game
Yeah,
three.
Banks.
yeah.
Banks was player of the game,
hmm
and it was
And
one of those situations where like I'll let you finish. Go ahead. My
and
bad.
so I said to myself, all right, now that I done effectively eliminated me and Brent, them guarding me and Brent, that was probably their game plan right now. So I done took away their game plan. Now they're gonna have to deal with these other players. Even Stover stepped out and took a 3 that game and made
Yeah,
it.
he took a
Mm-hmm.
couple.
And then and just to mention too, game two as well, we was trying to figure out who was gonna guard just Blaze. I was gonna do Solid, it wasn't working. I even put Fowler on him, it wasn't working. So I took the chance on myself to guard him that game, and it
Oh, for
necessarily
Abel,
worked.
yeah,
Yeah, Abel, Abel,
for
Abel,
Abel,
Abel.
yeah.
Abel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Oh
took the
my!
chance
I
on
was about to say
Cade and
Just
Point
Abel.
guard
Blaze.
on Just
Woo.
Blaze. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I took the chance on guarding Abel, not just Blaze. Nah, I ain't guarding that mother. Um, so, but yeah, back to game three. I was like, all right, I done eliminated half of their game plan by just using me and Brent as a decoy and giving us the least minutes possible. So it's like even game now because your game plan is basically half your game plan is thrown out because me and Brent isn't playing like y'all thought we would that third game. Now,
Mm-hmm.
so now y'all having to deal with these other guys. And when we got up by 14, I was like, we got this. But then when Dallas started coming back,
Oh yeah, we knew. Whew, we knew it
it's
was gonna be
it
right.
scared the hell out of me. But we had just key players at the end of the game just hit key shots. Jason Peace hit a shot. I finally hit a three at the end of the game, and they just brought it on home. So I'm just proud of my team.
Yep. Yep.
We pulled it out when a lot of the league didn't think we would.
Right.
But
They did not expect us to win a playoff series at that
yeah,
inning. And I think that game plan can only happen because of, we're humble in Albuquerque, but
mhm,
that kind of game plan can only happen from the type of confidence we have in our team. I mean, for you to take, our MVP caliber player completely out of the game
mhm,
and say, and put it on Salah or put it on Pease or put it on Fowler, who Fowler had a terrible game too. Abel shut
yeah,
Fowler down game one and game two. And we're like, okay. But then Brent steps up with
mhm,
the added minutes, looking at his, per 36 and all that stuff. And you break it all down and it's like, holy cow.
yeah,
But yeah, that's trust, that's, development, tweaking. Um, yeah. No, I remember us kind of breaking down that game plan and being like, yeah, let's try this.
yeah,
We'll see what happens. I mean, I remember game one, but kind of I was like, okay, we're gonna try a few things. We'll see. But we I don't think we intentionally, but we kind of did put the pressure on ourselves to figure out something for game two.
yeah.
We knew that, obviously game two was a make or break, but still, like we kind of said, game one, we're gonna try things out and kind of see if we can get a look on what Dallas wants to do. And obviously, game one, Dallas wanted to be like us and shoot nothing but threes and things like that. And so, um, no, it was not in the
Nah, it
plan to
wasn't the
have
plan at all.
taken this season. I know how you feel about us, Shane, but no, our game plan is never to get as many threes as possible and throw them up. No, our
Right.
game plan is usually how can we get people in the best
I
positions
don't
to
know.
score? Now it just happens
I
that
know
Mhm.
Tornado Boy quite well, and he told me that the playbook for Albuquerque is just there's not even plays, and it just says take threes.
exactly.
So
Really?
Nah,
Okay, that's not
that's a
playing right.
lie.
So I mean, how did you know? Golly, but no,
it's
no,
empty playbook, take threes.
Nah, it
no,
ain't
we
just
told our
like that.
shooters.
Even still though, like you saw more in game two and game three. Anthony Stover, he got started a
Yeah.
little bit too as well, down there in the
Mhm,
paint, and Austin Wheeler as well. It shocked
mhm.
me when Austin Wheeler tried to shoot that damn three.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Let's be honest, y'all. That's never the game plan for Austin Wheeler. Should never be behind the 3-point line. Okay, so no, don't even start that with me, Shane. Like it's not our intention. We use the three. We use it well. Um, I think it overshadows a lot of the other small things we do that people just don't pay attention to. But you know, that's neither here nor there. We'll just let
Hmm.
people break down the tape when they want to break down the tape and see some of the other things we do. We use the threes a lot. Yeah, we do. We do take
See,
threes. I'm not afraid to
the
say that,
the
but
thing is, they just see us from shooting threes, but they don't see
right,
like other stuff in the game plan. Like they don't
right,
see how like in game two, instead of starting instead of starting Sala at the small forward, I ended up starting Fowler at the small forward. They don't see
right,
like the little stuff in the game plan. They just see that we shoot a bunch of threes, and
right.
that's basically our game plan. That's
Oh,
not our game
oh.
plan.
If
Shane
I
Shane has
remember
us
That's
figured
correctly,
not
there
out.
most
was
of
a
our game
Go
plan.
ahead.
there was a stretch where it was Ingram, Banks, and Fowler all out there at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. 3 guards,
Mm-hmm.
2 point guards, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. I was
We
surprised. It was very interesting rotation.
we I believe in, kind of just from watching sports as long as I have, I just believe in position versatility. I'm a big NFL guy. And so in the NFL, you got to be as versatile as possible. And I love positionless basketball. So yeah, you'll get three guard, two forward lineups. If we kind of, I love our team comp, but if we could get a little bit more out of curator, you probably see some more small ball. But that's, really, I don't think the league is really ready for that because the centers are just too dominant. But I would have loved to like been able to play some small ball and stuff like that. But I love three guard lineups. I don't mind putting extra forwards in there if they're
Hmm.
versatile enough to kind of guard and stay with everybody. Sala and Fowler have come a long way. They're both kind of those favorite tweeners. They can play, shooting guard. They can play small forward. Sala can play point guard, shooting guard, small forward. He's versatile enough to do all three. Banks is a bit of a hybrid. He's like stereotypical combo guard. He can run point, but you can also have him, play shooting guard, which he plays a good bit of shooting guard for us. Um, and yeah, and Peace as well. He is kind of a stretch four.
Hmm.
We can flex him around a little bit. We haven't had I think early in the season when our rotations got messed up one week, I think they had Peace playing center once. That was not a good idea, but he's come a long way, I think, as an
How
interior
tall is
defender.
Peace?
Peace is 6'10". Yeah.
Yep, he's 16.
The way he moves, I'm watching him
Yeah.
throughout this whole season. He reminds me a lot of Larry Bird, man. He feels like he
Yeah.
can play both forward positions. He could play
Hmm.
shooting guard. Like he's very versatile, like you were
He's
saying.
very versatile, and that's kind of, I get that people kind of think our team was accidentally made because of, quote unquote Fowler and his, but I like our team comp. Um, we always tell the story about draft day last season. It was we stayed up all night, or at least I stayed up all night doing draft boards, and then kind of right before the draft happened, I fell asleep and I woke up like I set two or three alarms, and I guess I was just so tired I could not wake up. But I don't know how many notifications I missed notifications I had when I woke up, but I missed the draft, and that kind of put everybody in a bind. And I think we ended up taking um we all kind of settled on Big Swoosh.
Hmm.
Um, and so that was like the clear, okay, we got this early second round pick. We're
Right.
gonna go for Swoosh. Um, and then we had these kind of late second round picks, and we ended up with Peace. And I was like, Peace, Jason Peace. Y'all chose Jason Peace, and man, I could not be so happy for how that has turned out for us. And we got Austin Wheeler in there too at the end.
Hmm.
And both of those guys have been like, whatever you need me to do, I'll just do it. I'll put in the work. Peace was like, obviously it was hard for Peace last season, him being behind Prophet, who was not very active, and just we couldn't really figure out exactly how to use Prophet. And then, by everybody being so far behind, it took some time, but like now his build is just perfect. He did some tendency changes in the off season. He got some work in during, what was it, FIBA and international, all that stuff. And he was like, man, like you're looking incredible. And yeah,
Yeah.
he's been able to consistently be just very, very, very good. We could make him a focal point of the offense if need be, and he's comfortable with that. Um, there's still parts of this game that we're working on, but the guy had a double double streak for a reason. He's come so far, especially as a rebounder and a defender. Yeah, didn't Peace change his player did a 3 week layoff? No, no, actually he didn't. The build he has right now is what he started the season with. He
Yeah.
came in to the season. He was kind of flipping between two different builds, but the one he has now is kind of the one I'm pretty sure, like I think he changed one or two during the international play, but no, you're fine, Biff. No, it's a good build, and it works for him really,
Oh,
really
okay.
well. It works for us, and Um, I'm happy that he's stuck it out, and it's just kind of I don't know. I only thing I can kind of point it back to is also the progression planning. I mean, last year we didn't really know how some of the things would kind of translate out, but this season it's like all like okay, everything we did was like perfect, was down to the T, perfect for what we needed this season to kind of for everything to work.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I think Ingram and I are still in shock that we got that series
yeah,
victory. The game three, I think, was like we have no idea what's gonna happen. We
yeah.
got
And
super
even after the game, we got a message from Pizzo.
yeah.
And we got so much respect for Pizzo and Dallas, and they have so much
Mhm.
respect for us. And we had a good conversation with him, and it was nothing but mutual respect,
Yep,
no hard
yep.
feelings, nothing like that. It was
Of
just a
course not.
mutual respect.
Yep, it was mutual respect, nothing but love. Pizzo has been probably our biggest mentor since we've come
Yeah,
into this league. From day one,
yeah.
him leading meetings, for all the owners, and then meeting with us privately. And yeah, we gotta dish it out to Fowler because Fowler has known Pizzo for a while, and they had a whatever kind of connection. But yeah, I mean, he set the meetings up, and we really got to know Pizzo. He's down to earth. He's also from New Orleans, like me.
Yeah.
Um,
If it wasn't for Pizzo, there would be no Mission to Mars. So let me
yeah,
put
no,
that
there
out
Whoa,
there
would be
right
no
now.
mission to Mars. Yeah,
whoa.
there'd be no mission to Mars, and I probably wouldn't have gotten into commentating because I asked him, "Oh, you think I'd be good at this?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." I remember he said you got the acuity and something else. He used a couple of words. I'm like, okay, he knows me, so I'm gonna try out commentating. And I think Ingram, I don't know exactly how you got into commentating, but man,
Pizzo was the
it all
first
worked
one who
out.
I was in the booth with.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got those little flying stallion fingers on everything.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's got his handprints all over this league, man.
Oh
But he
yeah.
makes it
yeah,
happen. We love Pizzo around here.
yeah, for
And
sure.
he said, I won't say everything in the message he sent because it is private, but
Hmm.
pretty much he said if there was one team that he would have been not okay with taking him out, but if there was one team that he wouldn't be mad about taking him out of the playoffs, it was us. And so, Pizzo, we had to do that one for you, man. So, but no, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and they've got an amazing organization. I don't know if you guys have not been in the Dallas Flying Stallions Discord server. It is a thing of beauty. They got tabs galore. There's always activity. Pizzo is always doing like fun, amazing like leadership activities and stuff in there. They give off-season awards and all kinds of crazy stuff. It does feel like a it's like a business, but like one of those good companies that you work for where they've got like a room where you could take a nap in it and stuff like that. You can bring your dog to work. It's one of those kind of companies where everyone just has a good time and they go to lunch break together, stuff like that. Like,
That
um,
sounds a little hellish, man. I ain't trying to do
oh,
trust falls at work, bro.
Hey, but somebody just put it in the chat. That's definitely the next topic that I want to talk about here. A lot of players have been leaving from Portland and have been from leaving
are you
Oakland as
serious?
well.
Where have I been? Okay, well, yeah, I've been kind of away this weekend, y'all. Let's just be honest. But
Yeah.
I
So
know we
let me
you go ahead.
let me
You
run it
bring that up
down real quick here. Let me get to the transactions
because
here. So
I don't even know what's
from
going on.
from Portland we had Puffin stuff, which everybody knew he was going to retire. He retired. Harches retired. Hankel retired, and then from Oakland, Dan Gleesack I think shocked everybody and retired, and then also Jason Bourne
What?
and Kolakovic
Whoa.
retired as well. And actually, this is breaking news. Actually, this was just put in the GSB Discord about 6 minutes ago. This was
Okay.
released that
News.
Bourne and Kolakovic retired from the league. So breaking
Oh
news
my
here on Mission to
God.
Yeah.
Mars. What y'all think about that, man?
This is craziness. This team, Oakland, I don't understand. Portland, still don't understand because Hargis is one of my favorite power forwards in the league. So
Hmm.
that doesn't make any sense to me. Milton Francis Heinkel, that doesn't even make sense because he had everything set up for him to take over Baltimore right after the season ended. So
Right.
I don't, I don't know what's going on. Like, I guess people just aren't having fun when their team's not winning.
I
I
don't think
understand
people
the
came into
sentiment.
this season thinking Albuquerque because this all happened out of the Pacific Division. That's my
That's
real
true.
quick.
That's true.
They
We
didn't
broke the
expect
league, but
Albuquerque to slap them up like this.
it broke the league. I guess. I don't know, man. I think the Portland situation is unfortunate. I love Slimer. I know they tried a lot of things that just didn't work because of their team composition. I mean, people kind of hate on us because yeah, we do take a lot of threes, and yeah, we have players that have play types that they benefit from that, but uh, you gotta. It's not. It's kind of like I don't want to. I'm not going to compare us to the Warriors. Come on, I mean, we're not Steph, and we're
Yeah,
not
hold the fuck on about
Clay.
this.
I'm not doing that, but it's like I'm like saying, the way that they would go about getting threes, it wasn't just like Steph was just okay. Well, yeah, no, Steph would kind of just throw stuff up and it would go
Yeah,
in.
you would. What we
But
talking about
yeah,
here?
you're right, you're right, you're right. You were gonna just throw stuff up
I
and
am from the San Francisco Bay Area, guys, so
okay, okay.
you gotta
Excuse
represent my
me.
Warriors well.
Are you a real fan or a fair weather fan? But
Listen,
anyway,
I was in the arena even when we were the worst team in the league, so I'll call
okay,
myself a
okay.
real
So
fan.
you a real
Hey,
fan?
look,
Okay,
I
good.
was at that last Warriors Lakers game in San Fran when they played each other that last no, when they played each other after the All-Star break, the first game after the All-Star break. I went to that game. So,
Those are expensive tickets, man. I looked at those tickets. I was oof.
yeah, and mind you, I stay in North Carolina. See, the main reason we was going over there is because I'm a Lakers fan. My wife is a Warriors fan. So
Ooh,
we said we're
mm,
gonna make it one of our like bucket list things to where we're
mm,
gonna either go to LA or we're gonna go to San Fran to see both of our teams play, and just
nice.
everything aligned to where like we got the tickets, plane tickets, everything. And then the crazy thing about it is the week of that game, the president was there. So we couldn't even get into the airport the day that we got there because they were saying it was restricted airspace because the president was there. And on
Oh
top
snap!
of that, the Airbnb that we were staying at on top of the hill, literally of the street that we were staying on, the president was staying there too. So we're having to
Oh
deal
my!
with the airport and then trying to go to our Airbnb, we're having to deal with Secret Service and the police.
I'm
See,
starting to think Al Ingram might be part of the Secret Service, man.
I
nah,
All
know,
this.
right?
man.
I know, right?
Nah, man. I'm
Yeah, yeah. Huh.
I'm
How
just I'm
convenient,
just
right? The
look,
same
Convenient.
week the
look,
president is in town, you
look,
staying in the same street,
The
huh?
same street, the same
look,
airport, the
Yeah, you
same
somehow
time.
still
Okay.
made it to the game, huh? Okay,
You
look.
got
okay.
these exclusive tickets. I'm putting things together now.
Hey, look, even
Mhm.
still, I had the tickets, but I was sitting up there and what? I wasn't even near the court. I was sitting up top.
I
So,
know
He was
that,
sitting up
bro. It's
high. He was sitting
expensive.
up
Those
high where
nosebleeds are
the
expensive,
no,
bro.
no. He was sitting up where the snipers sit. That's why. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
We
because
know.
he was evidence
Yeah,
gamer.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
sniffed
well,
it out. He was
yeah,
I
protecting the
wasn't
president of the
yeah.
game.
I wasn't
Uh-huh.
sitting up top. I was up
Oh,
top, but I was like maybe
right,
two,
right, right.
3 or 4 rows from where it turned into the
Okay.
bottom section. But
Okay, okay. Just so you could have the perfect angle in case a
Perfect
camera was
angle,
bad. Okay, yeah,
360 to
yeah.
protect
You're
each
right. You're
entrance.
and
right.
then
Okay.
what made
You
me
know.
mad about that game was LeBron didn't even play. So I'm like, come on, man.
Mm,
But
really?
but
It's okay, man.
hey, look. I
I
ain't a
went to a
part.
Pelicans
I
game.
I ain't a part of the Secret Service or nothing though, man.
Uh,
I've just been blessed to be in like different situations and have different opportunities to do stuff. So
mm-hmm.
I manifested and it come true.
All
So
right, man.
Let's
That's
go.
why I preach it. But yeah, no, man. This has been a great slate of playoff games so far. I'm
yeah,
super interested in these matchups we're getting ready to have.
yeah. Let's get into it
Boss
here.
man, chairman. I called you boss man, chairman. Um, I know I'm supposed to be interviewing you, so maybe we can kind of work that in here. I don't know if you want to go off the head or if you
Let's
want to have
go.
time to
I'll go off
prepare
the
your
yeah.
head.
answers.
Well, let me.
I'm
But
just happy to start my playoffs. You know, the bye week
okay.
Yeah,
was long for us, and
hmm
I want to really get some action in.
this guy. Hey, well, I
Quick
got the
answer,
playoff
man.
bracket on the screen for everybody to see right now. I think it's cut off a little bit, to be honest. Um, where oh no, it shows the two
No, it's
matchups.
perfect.
So
It's
we got
perfect. It's perfect.
we got two matchups coming up this week. We got Ohio and Baltimore, and we got Seattle and the Martians. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Ohio. But before we get into that though, I want to get into this video that y'all sent me this week, man.
Oh my
I
gosh! You
I
sent another video?
no, I know the video I showed you. We told
Oh,
Atlantic City they had 48 hours to respond, and they did not
oh,
respond. They didn't
yeah.
even
No, they
respond
don't.
in the game, man.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Man,
So they've been Atlantic City. It's very interesting because I have a lot of respect for Hojeris. I have a lot of respect for some of the people, but they have absolutely no respect for my star player, Muddy Blunt. And they disrespect my guy constantly. And this is the most loyal of the Ohio Shaman. Muddy Blunts will never play for another team.
Dang.
And when you come at my guy, I'm
Huh.
I'm coming. You gotta be ready. Don't be talking trash and not back it up. That's what I have to say.
Mm,
So when they talked all that stuff about what they're gonna do to Muddy, and then he schooled them in game one, I just had to let them know about it.
wow.
mm-mm-mm. Well,
Remember,
y'all
Domingo
definitely
Douglas.
did let them know with
Uh-huh.
that shutout. But moving forward, though, y'all have y'all. I can't say that about that. But moving forward, though, y'all got a good matchup with
Yeah.
Baltimore, and I actually got a statement here from Baltimore's owner Luke here. Um,
Ooh.
he said, and I quote, "In our second year as an expansion team, we were happy to just make the playoffs, upsetting the third seed in a sweep, including a dominant game too, and is already more than we anticipated heading into the year. So we feel like we're playing with house money. Ohio will be an even tougher challenge. They've adjusted to the
Uh-oh.
league wide trends faster than any other team and have
Wow.
pivoted to put themselves in an amazing position. There's
Oh
a lot
wow.
of folks out there penciling in an Ohio Seattle finals, but I can assure you, so long as I'm the owner of Baltimore, we're never gonna go down without a fight. End
Uh-oh.
quote.
Those are fighting words. You gonna take that? You gonna
So
take
It's
that?
interesting. I'm reading this and it feels a little bit like the Machine Gun Kelly diss on Eminem. There's a lot of like flowery compliments while he's talking shit. Um, I have a lot of respect for Luke. So when it came time
Hmm.
to last year, going back, when it came time to trade Bear Johnson,
Hmm.
Luke was one of the people who reached out and was very interested in Bear.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
our conversations it derailed very quickly. Me and him kind of got a little hot with each other in those negotiations.
Are you
And
serious?
afterwards he hit me up and I don't know, I have so much respect for just how he carries himself. He's a really good dude.
Yeah.
Um, Tim Riggins, who is the head coach for them, a lot
Yeah.
of people don't realize this, but the plan wasn't for me to be the head coach of the Ohio Shaman.
Oh
I don't
dang.
want to be the head coach of the Ohio Shaman. The plan was for us to sign a free agent, and Riggins was the number one guy we went after, and he
Hmm.
seemed like we didn't sign him though. He seemed very interested. It was the salary cap kind of had a little adjustment last season, and we had
Oh.
$1 million less than the ability to pay for Tim Riggins, so we
Oh
couldn't
man.
Golly.
sign him. But we might not have got him anyway. But so they got a
Well, we
good ship
won't.
over there. It's gonna be
We
really,
won't
really
even
fun to
talk
send them home
about
early.
the Tim Riggins situation. See, I didn't understand that there's no tampering in this league, so you could just hit up people and be like, "Hey, you want to be on so and so team? Let me know." And so we didn't start reaching out to like free agents and all that stuff until like free agency period started.
What?
Which we're yeah, which we're doing the same
Okay.
thing this season, but um, yeah, no, we didn't
That
even like
makes sense
reach
why I'm
out.
hearing all this Joey Phillips to Albuquerque stuff in the
Yeah,
stream
no,
chats. You're
I'm
like,
just,
that ain't
I
happened
just,
just yet.
I gotta just start stuff now because I'm like,
Love it.
shoot, we're not, I'll be honest, I'm not messaging people like, if you want to be a Martian, let me know
Right.
because
If you
we
don't,
could
we'll be all
figure out
right.
we'll be all right. That's the way old school with it.
Mm,
I just we let the product sell itself, and
mm,
so at the time, yeah, no, we weren't hitting anybody for
right.
anything. I mean,
Look,
who wants to be a Martian, man? We just won 2 games, but
prime
um,
example of that. We hit up when
mhm,
Greg Lake was with New Orleans last season before the trade
yep,
deadline. New
yep,
Orleans came to us and offered to trade us Greg Lake. Greg
mhm,
Lake said he didn't want to come to Albuquerque.
yep,
So we was like,
yep,
all right, if you don't want to come to Albuquerque, That's
Right.
fine with us.
Mhm.
He ended up in
Exactly.
Atlantic City, and you know what
Eh,
where he at right now.
Yep. Right. So, yep. But yeah, the Tim Riggins situation there in the off season is we were like a day late, a dollar short.
Yeah.
We had the cap space, but it seemed like he had already had pretty serious conversations with Baltimore. They had already kind of guaranteed him the coaching spot. And then he mentioned he was honest enough to mention that, hey, if you guys would have hit me up a little bit earlier, I probably would have said yes because we would have been like the first teams to really contact him. Um, Same thing with Quan's situation. We really, 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 really wanted Quan Wulongji. We were,
Oh, you were after the
really,
dragon, huh?
really, we were really close to getting Quan.
Hmm.
He was having talks with us, and yeah, I think Seattle ended up with him. It's worked out very well for him. Quan, I think, would have also fit very well in our system. He is a sniper, but he does a lot of other things very, very well that maybe don't get as noticed. But like I said, I love versatility, so those are the kind of players I look for. Your bigger guards, your athletic forwards that can play two or three different positions. So, but um, no, I mean, kind of going in to this season, we really didn't know. Yeah, me too. When I was up there, yeah, yeah. Oh wait, oh, you talking to Biff? My bad. Well,
Oh
Biff,
yeah.
if you want to be a Martian, just let us know. I mean, come on, man. We'll take you in a
If
heartbeat.
Biff is leaving San Antonio, the whole league is going to go after Biff. Mark it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That is very
Biff,
true.
Biff,
the
Biff is
most
a
active,
freaking.
the most friendly, the most team first
I know,
player in the
right?
league.
Biff is, I think, the only person I've ever bought any gear for. I got Biff a headband. He still wears it.
Let's
So I
go.
appreciate you, Biff. But yeah, I'm excited about the matchups. I really, 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 really want to see what you guys are gonna do game one, Toy or Chairman or Communist. I don't know.
Whatever,
I guess
man.
we
The
discuss.
communist toy.
I'll call you Cherry Man. I'll call you Cherry Man. I
Oh,
guess
that's
this is
already,
kind
there's
of
already a Jerry. The Jerry's out the playoffs. I get his name, huh?
okay. Um, but I guess we could start your interview. So heading into this matchup, what are you looking forward to, kind of since you've just had your bye week,
Hmm.
what were some things that you looked at when because I'm assuming you were breaking down Baltimore this
I
week
was
because
watching.
you just had the feeling you're watching them. I think you were, I think after you saw game one, you were probably like, yeah, Baltimore is going to probably win this series. So knowing you, you're a very smart guy, and I'm sure you did homework on both teams. But what are some things that you're seeing out of Baltimore that you're saying, huh, we gotta slow that down. Not without giving away too much of your game plan. It might not even be something that you choose
So
to
we
slow down. But
played Baltimore pretty late in the season, and
right,
we
right.
destroyed them. Right. So
Mm-hmm,
I wasn't having all that much. I thought they were going to win this series. Thought it was going to be tight. And when I watched game one, that was not the same playbook they came out with. That was
right,
not
right.
the same kind of rotations, the usage of the rest of the roster outside of the two ISO gods.
Mm-hmm,
And it is very clear that Baltimore has been cooking and
right.
coaching and changing things. And
Hmm.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
exciting to me. And I think that's the big key I took away from that matchup was
Mm-hmm,
the Kentucky I prepared for all season, the Kentucky I dismantled in week 14, that's the same
mm-hmm,
Kentucky that came out in the playoffs. I'm not
right,
disrespecting Dime Hardaway. They have an incredible roster. And Seattle didn't change all that much either, and because it still worked. And that was probably the
right.
mentality. But that's not the same with Baltimore. Baltimore continually adjusted and adapted, and that's
Mm-hmm,
fun. That makes for fun sports for me.
yeah, yeah. And we talked about it jokingly in Mission to Mars episode a few weeks back when Rayman um was here because we still need to send out that search party for Rayman. We need to find Rayman. We have no idea what is going on with Rayman.
Oh
Hope
man,
you're
we
okay,
miss
brother. We miss you. He went for vacation to Hawaii, and I'm guessing he. I'm guessing he might have had one too many luau's and just decided to stay. I don't blame him
oh,
one second
he's
because
hanging 10 out there.
one person has told me, and I love Hawaii, and as anyone will say, Hawaii is probably the closest thing to paradise on earth as you will ever get. But anyway, we
That's
jokingly talked
actually
about.
commonly misquoted. They're talking about Columbus when they say that.
Okay, Columbus. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. But anyway, um, we jokingly talked about this idea that knowing how Baltimore is, we would not be surprised if because I think during that time they had lost the game. They just lost the game. I think they just lost the game to Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
That buzzer beater by was it Dime Hardaway or Kobe, one of them. Just hit the buzzer beater, in their face and won the game. And uh, but we would not have been surprised if Baltimore would have rolled out a completely different secret playbook and lineup for some playoff time as playoff time came around. And I think that's exactly what has happened. They're shooting more threes. Uh, I mean, it's kind of like how can you rely on Aldo Huxley any more than you have? But they're figuring out ways for him to just
They're
get the
making Aldo
easiest
Huxley
points
look
possible.
better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aldo Huxley. I think right now I've got the playoff statistics pulled up, and Aldo Huxley is like on every one of these categories. So, if the playoffs were to end right now, I think he is a clear favorite to win MVP right now because um, he's number 5 on points per game. Field goal percentage. Let's see. He's not here on the field goal percentage, but I thought he was super high up on here.
In the point.
Assists per game. He's number 2 in assists per game. He's averaging exactly 10 assists per game right now. Let's see where else he's at. Thought he was in a bunch of these. Oh, free throw percentage. In the playoffs, he's averaging 100%. And okay, I thought he was on way more of these before.
This is a
But
little anticlimactic based on how you built
my
this
bad,
up.
my
But
bad, my
a
bad.
double-double is amazing just at that.
Double at that. I was breaking down like each team and how many players they have on these, playoff statistic leadership board things, and you would not be surprised. Obviously, Ohio's got a lot of players on here. Seattle, I think, has a lot in some of the more unexpected categories, and a few Atlantic City players made the list, which was confusing. Like Cash Wallace was 100% from 3 in the playoffs so far. He's gone
Did you
home,
see
so
Cash Wallace in game 2?
yeah, he was incredible, and
It
he's going
was
to be a Martian.
insane, dude. I didn't even
Anyway,
know who
but
this guy came from.
yeah, he's going to be a Martian. But anyway,
Let's go.
you know, uh, but let's see. The point that I had that I was making. Aldo Huxley right now has been incredible. Um, they're relying on him even more, I think, than they did in the regular season. And maybe they've got the same usage. It's just their system seems so efficient against Kentucky that it just looked like he was doing more. Maybe it's the same that he's been running, but I don't know, man.
It
So
seemed to me
kind of
like
just
there was a lot less bloat in their playbook. It seemed to me it
that's
was a
true
lot more
too.
distilled and it was
There's
a lot more pure.
they're very pure. They're getting production out of players that have kind of been off and on this season. I love Timo Shuttlesworth. He is like the definition of slasher to me.
Yeah.
And for that man to drop however many points he dropped game 3, um, and be able to slash and be able to shoot, and uh, Jack Lawson has been very good for them. Uh, Thomas LeClaire has finally shown back up. He's been kind of up and down this season, and was kind of upset that he couldn't get his alley oops. And so, nope, now Thomas LeClaire is stepping out and taking threes and hitting mid range shots. And they figured out a way to get him involved. Riggins, game planning everything down to a T. And yeah, Kentucky did a good job of taking away Riggins, but they did a very bad job at trying to take away anybody else, in my opinion. And yeah, game 3, Huxley, I think you guys said Huxley only got 13 points, game 3 or something like that, but that
There
just
was
opened
no
up the
game
door.
3. You mean game 2?
Oh, game 2, my bad,
I'm
my
about
bad.
to say, like Kentucky
My
wishes there was
bad.
a game 3. I didn't see no game 3.
Yeah, you guys didn't see the game after the game. I mean, come on, y'all. But
Oh
no,
man.
but what they've been able to do, yeah, is eye opening. Like I said, I don't know if it's. I mean, you kind of called out Kentucky's game plan. I don't know if just Kentucky's game plan wasn't balanced enough, and it just
It
made
didn't
more
change. I'm
opportunities.
not gonna sugarcoat it. It
You
did
know,
not change. What they
okay,
did in week 5 is what they did in playoff game 2. After it
okay,
didn't work in playoff game 1.
wow. So,
Mm.
They have an incredible
oh,
roster. They have I
Yeah,
would say a better roster than most teams in the league. They might have a
I
better
know.
roster than our roster.
I can agree with that. I don't know about that point, but I can agree. I think,
What do
and
you think
Baltimore's
the
gonna hate
shortest
me.
player on Kentucky is? Do you know, gamers?
What is he like 6'8"? I
The
think
shortest player, they have two players that are 6'7". That's their littlest guy.
wow,
I
wow,
think they have 4 players that are 7 foot or taller, and they're
that's
all
crazy.
athletic.
All
Like,
right, and I broke that down when I did my midseason write up, and I just
mhm,
that's all I talked about was Kentucky's ability to. They have length at every position.
mhm.
They've got athleticism galore. You've got one of my favorite tandems in Kobe Johnson and Dime Hardaway. And yeah, in game one, I think they were using them a bit better than how they every yeah, you're right. They just nothing seemed like it, like there was no adjustments from game one to game two. And meanwhile, it seemed like Baltimore made a ton of adjustments between game one and game two,
I agree.
even while getting less production out of Huxley, who's been incredible. And I just remember game one being like, holy cow. They've always been a dark horse to me to catch fire at the right time and make it to the finals, but they have to go through Ohio, so I don't know about how that's going to shake out.
We'll see.
But,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, man. Just from your words, what has this run this season been like for y'all in Ohio? Y'all got, I don't know for some, I don't know Uh, if you've heard any chatter this season, of course not. But last season, people were just talking down on Ohio. Like, the
So
team was kind of.
we're an original team, right?
Like,
And in
right.
this league, every year 8 teams have made the playoff. And in
Hmm.
year one of the 12 teams, Ohio was 9, one outside the playoffs.
Wow.
Uh, I think it was the Jokers. I'm not exactly certain who took the spot the last time. We had started the season off really poorly. I think we had one win in our first 4, and we caught
Mm.
fire at the end and almost made the playoff. Year 2
Mhm.
comes around. We luck into the first overall pick. We trade that for an all-star and Bobby Bricks and future draft picks and IP. We we just we float up our team, and
Mhm.
we have all these expectations to challenge Michigan for the lead. And come at the end of the year, 16 teams, 8 make the playoffs, ninth again, right?
Yep. Yep. I remember.
And it's debilitating when you have hope
Mm.
and expectation. And I know Nola's feeling this right now. Nola just the place we were in is where they were in,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
and they thought they were going to be in, and they did all the work, and they had a lot of success, but
Yep.
just short, right? And so
Yeah.
this season, it feels like there was a little fatigue. Like, okay, we've heard this from Ohio. We heard they're going to be good. We heard all, and to be able to do it this season, we start 1-2 again, the third time we've been 1-2 through the first 3 games of the season.
Mm.
And I had spent so much time in the offseason working, way more time working on this than anything else I've ever done,
Right.
hobby
Right.
wise. And it was frustrating. The first 3 weeks of the season, I'm sure you guys know, you're in the owners channel, frustrating.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
You
the
guys are
league
pissed.
is dedicated to getting things right. And starting in week 4, a lot of things that were problematic got fixed.
Mhm.
And then these runs of these teams, like Albuquerque, like Dallas, like Seattle, like Ohio, the teams that have been putting in the work, those runs started. And at no point do I think Ohio was really considered like a top team in the league until the very end. I think people
It took a
were,
good minute, and then
yeah.
people started paying more attention, in my opinion, and like, how are we not talking about Ohio? Right, the
I heard
focus.
how we were mentioned on Mission to Mars as
Yeah.
afterthoughts quite often through the season. I
Oh
was
no, no,
listening.
no! Hold on now, hold on now. Now let come on now. You got to know that we have a lot of Kentucky viewers, and Kentucky, what they love to do is they love to come in and they love to play the underdog role, which I don't mind because they were underdogs for a good bit. Nobody saw them going on the run that they had gone on. I know Kentucky is one of the teams that a lot of people would make fun of in the owners' chat. Hey, these guys, they kind of disappear all season and then they come in, during critical talks in the owners' chat and say their piece and then leave again. But Kentucky kind of, right. I respect the run that Kentucky went on, but during that run, I was also paying attention to Ohio. And when I would call y'all's games, I'd be like, holy crap. This team is incredibly deep. They're getting everybody involved, and I remember when we first broke down one of the episodes on Mission to Mars, and we were talking about like teams that are extremely balanced, and we started looking at the statistics, and you guys like, what I think one of the articles that have been published was like you guys had like 8 or 9 players that were, or 7 or 8 players that were all averaging like 10 points or more per game type of thing. Like Kentucky was the most balanced team in the league with Seattle, and then we started talking about Muddy Blunts. Muddy Blunts was like going up every single chart for he was like leading the league in points per game or second. I think Ingram was in that mix as well at the top. Um, and yeah, no, you guys, we've noticed y'all. It's just been I think because Kentucky was like number 1 in the division, it's like, okay, how good is Ohio if they aren't number 1 in this thing? But
Well, the thing that was interesting is like, so everyone was shitting on Kentucky's record, who they'd beaten. Even on
mhm,
Mission to Mars, I heard you and Rain Man, Gamish and Rain Man discussing it. And
right,
when they talk about them beating Ohio, which they did in the first 3 weeks,
right.
nobody was said. I think the next thing Rain Man said is, so they haven't beat anybody yet. So like that was the impression. There's
And you
zero
remember,
Ohio All Stars this
right?
season,
You
and I'm
remember,
not.
you remember.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
no,
with
you guys
that.
got snubbed. No, you guys got snubbed,
I
man.
don't think it was a
Yeah.
snub. I think Ohio was
No,
considered maybe the
no,
third or
no,
fourth best
no.
team the whole season. But you don't really talk about
I,
the third or fourth. You talk about Albuquerque's
well,
Heat,
right,
then Dallas's Heat, then Kentucky's Heat, then Seattle's Heat,
right.
and Ohio just slipped under the radar the whole
Well,
time.
no, because the same thing. I know Shane will say it in the chat. The same thing was kind of how people treated Seattle. Nobody talked about Seattle until it was like, well, Seattle and Albuquerque race for the division. Once
Yeah, that's when it
Portland and
popped up.
Oakland kind of moved away,
Yeah.
we were like,
Ain't
okay.
nobody was talking about Portland. What? When were they
I
talking
mean,
about Portland this
there were
season?
talks, man. There were talks that,
I
hey,
don't care. We little
Portland.
back room time. Ain't nobody was worried
Yeah.
about
People were
Portland at
like,
any
hey,
point this season.
if they could get their crap together, Portland has a shot. I remember those talks because the same people were the ones who said Albuquerque is gonna win 3 games this season. I remember the
All
talk at the
right,
beginning of the season.
listen.
People were saying we were gonna finish last in our division. The
I
same
ain't hear.
talking
I
people.
don't remember anybody talk about the run of the Pioneers. So
Okay. Well, because it didn't happen. You're right. The great run of the Pioneers is 3 of their players have just retired in the
oof,
last
oof,
2 days. Okay, that's the
oof.
great run. They are all running.
Yeah,
All right, but no, I get what you're saying, man. I love you, so I've always had tremendous respect for Ohio. Sorry if sometimes I don't always say it
oh
on
my
Mission to
god.
Mars. But guess what? This whole episode is dedicated to Ohio
Oh, I love
and their run in the playoffs. They had a bye week, y'all, in case y'all missed it. A bye week
it. It was
that
nice, man.
resulted in Atlantic City being in Cancun right now.
Oh man. Now
Um,
all in Cancun. I'm almost a little
um,
envious of it, man. That sounds like a good life. Cancun Spider, Cancun Jarris. They living the
yeah,
Right.
life.
they living the life, man. No, no. We make fun of those people that go to Cancun instead of the second round of the playoffs. All right, but no, we're humble. We're humble around here. We're
I ain't
kind of.
going to
I think.
Cancun if we lose. I'm going
Oh,
to
oh,
Jamaica.
I
okay,
love it.
Jamaica man. Yeah, Jamaica man. But
I'm going home
um,
to my FIBA team.
Well, Alger
yeah,
Ingram
you
plays
and
for Jamaica, huh?
Yeah,
yes, he
man.
does.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Be him and what's the dude from Virginia that I love? I
Me
can't even
and
think of his
Chef
name, but
Wyatt.
Jeff Wyatt. Thank you, Chef Wyatt, one of my favorite
Y'all
players.
forgot these things. I
You
Man,
guys
represent
only have two
Jamaica,
Mom,
GSB players as well, huh?
Mama glad man.
basically.
Yeah.
Basically, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, we get in Spain, we got Chairman Machera and we got Javier Munoz, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it. It's hard to
Mm.
win with only two GSB players against a team of 10.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, my man Nick Hughes goes in. He's in Jamaica as well.
Oh,
oh
see,
yeah.
you just got 50% more GSB players. Now I don't respect you no more.
See, I had to break out my Jamaican accent just now.
Oh, I thought that was natural. I believed you were in the islands right now.
I wish I was,
Dang.
man. It's a beautiful time of the year. But yeah,
But
so
okay. Well, let's continue the interview. So
yeah,
McCarron, chairman, chairman,
hmm
chairman, chairman. Now, without giving out any secret sauce, though, are we going to see any new looks for Ohio this week? I mean, I know you got something cooking, but is it going to
So
be
through the
drastic?
regular
Anything?
season, we had three kind of standard looks we would
Okay,
rotate through, and
right.
we there's variations of those three looks, but there's basically three things we want to do offensively, and we pretty
Mhm.
much do the same thing defensively. Every game, trying to take out what we think are the other people's best guys, right? And
Okay.
so I'm just gonna stick with my bread and butter. I'm gonna ride the thing that got me. Those three looks are gonna still exist. They're gonna still be what
Right.
we do. Um, Last time we played Baltimore, we went to one of those three looks. And seeing the Baltimore I saw these last couple of weeks, I don't think that's what we're gonna do this time.
Mm.
That's about all I'll say about that, though.
Mm.
Okay.
We're gonna attack Baltimore differently than we did the first time through.
I get you. I get you. And that's kind of how we felt about. I mean, partially how we felt about Game Three of Dallas. We knew we had to shake things up. We knew we could kind of run some of the similar stuff that we run, but I mean, that's just product of just this league. You can't really do the same thing. So, like you're saying, seeing Kentucky run the same game plan that they've run all season long, I don't know. I just don't see the humility in that. I just you have to adapt, in my opinion. You have to be able to make changes. You have to make, alterations. You've got to add, install and add things and kind of change with, as Luke said, the trends of the league and now one of the trends we've been seeing so much by the great Seattle Orcas
Mhm.
has been the alley oop play and the post here, the inside post play. So Ingram, I'm gonna switch the interview over to you real quick, Ingram. And
Man,
let
I'm
me
still
let me
trying to
put my
figure out where the hell Joey
let
Phillips
me,
come from and how he be
oh.
dunking all of a sudden, man. Tell
He's
me that.
incredible, man. Joey Phillips is incredible. Joe Phillips was our third round draft pick. Um,
Yeah, Joey's been incredible,
he's
by the way.
it's
Mhm.
it's been incredible. When we
And
when we
and
had our first startup draft, he was I think we had him 12th on our board. We were considering him for our we drafted late in the first round, so we were considering him for that second round pick. And then Scout Mitchell, who had been number fifth on our board, was still there on our second round pick, so we had to take Scout, and we were sad
right.
because we really wanted Joey, and we thought he'd be gone. And when he was still there, it- he's
Dang.
been loyal as heck too. All of our guys have
Mm.
been loyal. We've had no player ever leave Ohio in free agency, though we've
That's
unfortunately
crazy.
did have two demanded trade, which is unfortunate. They're both staff
Oh,
members, but
damn.
no player has ever wanted to leave Ohio.
That's crazy. It's got
Mm-mm-mm.
to be that. Well, you guys are in Columbus, but I was gonna say it's got to be that Cincinnati
Man.
chili, but.
So I'm over here looking at y'all stats right now from the playoffs.
Mhm,
Y'all averaged 130 points a game.
mhm.
Against an average of 110 points, y'all shot 65% from the field,
Right.
63% from 3 point, average 35
Yep.
rebounds a game, 45
Yep.
assists per game.
Yep.
With Muddy Blunts leading the way with averaging 23 points a game.
Mhm. Mhm. But
That's amazing.
someone, I'm gonna need you to pull the stats up for me, Ingram. If you got it pulled up, I got about three players on Ohio that I need to highlight because
Hmm.
I'm not gonna expose you guys. I'm not gonna expose you, McCara, because I love you
Uh,
guys so much. But I know how you guys do it. I know how you
uh,
guys win.
oh
And
no!
and 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 just when we see you guys in the final, um, don't worry. We're gonna help you.
Oh god!
Help you. We're gonna help you make sure that nobody else can figure out how to beat you. Okay.
Hmm.
There
Oh
are
my god!
three players right now in Ohio that people are not talking about.
Oh shoot!
You guys ready? You guys
Let's hear
ready?
him. Is one of them
Number
7 foot
one.
taller or taller?
One of them is 7 foot tall,
Oh
and
god!
he's averaging 20 points per game right now in the playoffs, and he's also averaging 8 rebounds per game. His name is Marvin Metro.
Oh
If you
man!
don't know who he is,
If your Metro
you'll
don't
find out.
trust,
Another player that is not being talked about in Ohio for some reason is EJ Bailey. He is averaging 19 points per game in the playoffs. And let me find this third player. Where is he at?
Oh man! We gotta hunt him down.
Oh my
well, why you
gosh.
hunting them down? I'm trying to figure out is this Brent or is this Nighthawk in here watching right
Oh,
now?
that's Brent.
That's
That's
Brent.
got to be Brent.
That's got to be Brent. Well, shout out to y'all.
Oh,
Oh, it's Hawk. It's
I
Hawk.
like.
It's
I
the
like.
Hawk.
It's Hawk.
It's the Hawk. It's the Hawkster.
And his third player, who I don't have his points per game, but I have his assists per game.
Let me see
He's
if I can.
averaging 8.5 assists per game in the playoffs.
Oh, you talking about Joey Phillips?
I'm talking about Joey Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Give him
Hmm.
a hand clap.
Joey Phillips has been amazing in the
Joey
playoffs,
Phillips,
man.
what you guys have done in Ohio is something that most teams dream of accomplishing, and that is getting the most out of every single player on their roster. You cannot score 130 points per game unless you're getting the absolute most out of every person on your roster.
Well, I will
So,
say there's one thing that we did that nobody else did. We had 5 players start one game, and we had 5 players start
that's
another game.
that's
So that
true.
kind of helps balance things out.
That balances out a lot of stuff, but still, you're having the incredible Joey Phillips. The Joey Phillips era is upon
Oh
us,
yeah, and
and
that air is gonna stay in a shaman uniform. None of this Albuquerque. None of this. He's a free agent.
uh, just you wait. But anyway,
I guess
and
we
then
marking them up our list.
Metro is also averaging 3.5 blocks per game. Um, and let me look at the steals real quick. Joey Phillips was averaging 1.5 steals per game in the playoffs. And EJ Bailey is 100% from the 3-point line in the playoffs. You guys are doing some craziness. Bobby Bricks is 100% from the free throw line from in the playoffs as well. So very balanced. You guys have always had an extremely balanced system. Everybody plays their role.
Hey, gamers.
Uh, yes, sir. What's up?
Here's another. Well, never mind. I
No,
can't.
no, no. We're bringing.
I thought that was, but I just looked at the right column, and
Oh,
what I was about to say wouldn't have been accurate. So just ignore that. What I was about to say.
okay, okay, okay. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. So, McCare, chairman, will you tell your team? I mean, because to be honest, we've had a few knuckleheads, in the past in our teams that have been like, "Hey, I'm not getting my minutes, or I'm not getting this per game."
So
Even
we only
though
have
every
one player on our team who has been unhappy throughout this season.
oh wow,
Everybody besides one has really bought in. They have it's the loyalty from my players. The
mm,
reason I try so hard, the reason I work so hard, the reason I get so upset when people slight my players is because they could have all jumped ship. Nobody
hmm
looks at a ninth finish and is like, "Oh, I got to stay here," you know.
right, right,
And I designed the progression plan for almost everybody.
hmm
When it doesn't work, it's on me. Like they believe in me, and I want to do the best for them. And
right,
everybody,
right,
like our players are honed to a. We've been together for 3 seasons, and we have been designing to do the same thing as a unit for 3 seasons. I think we have the most total progression points earned of any team throughout
damn,
our team because the first 2 seasons we tried there was a different progression cap, and we our intention was to get as many points as possible, and we
hmm
traded for IP the first 2 years. So we have an advantage that way. There are
right,
disadvantages we have height wise. There's other things we have that other people might have a edge on us on, but we are
right.
well designed to work together. Joey Phillips can start at 3 positions.
That's amazing.
Marvin Metro can only start at one, but Marvin Metro is unselfish. If you look at his build, if you see where he's put his points, it is all in the things a center needs to help his
Right,
team. You
I
know,
agree.
um,
I agree. I agree.
so
And so it just that was something we struggled a little bit with. I think our first season was keeping everybody on the same page.
mhm.
Ingram and we were young in our career. Um, we were not used to. We're
Right.
just natural born competitors. We were not used to things just not working. We're not used to not winning. Type of thing. And
Yeah,
so that was something that we had to kind of swallow your pride and get everybody. So in a similar instance, you guys did not finish where you wanted to finish season one, did not finish where you wanted to finish season two, but you were able to keep everybody locked in who wanted to be locked in and get people to believe. And so, if you want to speak a little bit more on that, you can, Makara. Just kind of what has been your team's motto? What has been your MO to keep everybody locked in? You say you do progression plans for everybody and break it down for them and help them out. But there's got to be something, you give speeches in the locker room. You just seem like a very charismatic guy. So,
I think part of it is you have to do extra stuff, right? You can't just let the GSB be itself. So during the
right.
off season, each off season, I ran extra tournaments I streamed to my channel.
Mhm.
During the Christmas break, we had a special tournament. I have a NBA 2K expansion season where I have taken Jordan Tribble. I have taken all these players on Ohio and I put them in the real NBA and I sim
Mhm.
it and I give them their stats and I see how their teams do. Like you give extra content to
Mhm.
to keep them excited when they're players. You don't just build what you think is good. You ask them. So I go to Joey
Right,
Phillips
right.
and I say, "How do you want your guy to work?" And he says, "I really like Slash," and he gives me some players he really likes. So I design I incorporate what they want into what will
Right.
work for us. And I say, "Hey, you might have said this. Can we adjust it a little bit?" And they all say yes
Mhm.
because they want to win. They believe
Right.
in the dream of winning, and hopefully we can deliver. Like if
Yeah,
we lose in
yeah.
the semifinals, I haven't delivered. We need to
Hey,
make the finals for me to be happy.
hey
And say
guys,
that one more time because I was going to ask you a question on that.
hey gamers, real quick though, just got some more
Go.
breaking news here.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
From the
Uh-oh.
Discord channel, B Mills is taking back the reins as the owner of the Portland Pioneers.
Oh, wow.
So
The
This
emails
is
has been in
big.
the league this whole time.
apparently so, but it it just got announced 3 minutes ago by Nighthawk.
Where?
So
Oh,
in the GSB general chat. So more
oh,
breaking news.
Anybody
B
who doesn't know, B Mills is an absolute legend. In the first sim league I was about part of, he had multiple undefeated teams. Um, I won a championship, but before we won that championship, he took us out of the final four. So B Mills is an incredible coach. If he's gonna be back, I didn't even know he was here. If he's here and he's taking over a team, that's a huge get.
yeah,
but
definitely because I believe it's been K Town who's been in charge of Portland, and now B Mills is transitioning back as the owner. So it's definitely gonna be pretty good. And some more news here on the Oakland Otters on the players who left there. Owner of the Oakland Otters just made an announcement. KT, she said in the general chat about the departures of Jason Bourne, Gleesack, and Cola. Nothing personal with any Otters that left. I respect and support their decision, and we are all on good terms. It was not a specific issue. End quote. And we're gonna stop right there
Look,
real quick
look,
because we
oh,
got
oh yeah.
we got we got somebody else in the booth, ladies
Oh,
and gentlemen, the owner of the
not
GSB,
him.
the man that make us look good all the time when he come on Mission to Mars.
yeah,
Ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen, Nighthawk is in here. Hawk, what up, man?
What up, y'all?
Oh,
I couldn't let Toy have all the fun.
Oh
oh
man.
yeah, yeah.
No, I've been
And
listening.
still is
I've been
thunder.
listening. I've been listening. No, I want to. I know there's some prospects tuning into this stuff. Uh, Prospects are coming in. We got about 7 or 8, 9, 10 right now that have been in and made. We got a couple of remakes too. Some players
Oh,
that are remaking their players. So
oh.
be aware of that coming back soon. But we're gonna get some prospect games at the end of this week
Let's
for the new
go.
prospects. And then as we fill, I don't know if y'all saw before, we had made 6 new prospect teams. And we'll get that going in the offseason a little bit so we can get ready for a draft.
That's
So
gonna be freaking
uh,
dope.
that's going right now. But do you guys know about the prospect teams, the new ones?
Oh man,
No, I
We
didn't know
did
anything about
not.
that.
You wanna
Well,
run them down for us real
we got
quick?
Oh
3 first
snap!
round draft picks. We
This
want to
is a
know about these
Mars
games.
Mission to Mars exclusive. Hold
Missing on
on,
Mars exclusive.
so
exclusive
we
baby.
rebranded the prospect league teams a little bit this year. So we got 6 teams in the prospect league. We're going to be running prospect leagues in the off season this year for this season, so you guys can get a good look at all these prospects coming in, since there will not be a traditional prospect league this year. It'll be kind of a pre-draft prospect league. So, but there are 6 new teams, and kind of, the guys that inspired the team. So the first one stays in Wichita, but the rebranding for Wichita, it's the Wichita Tech Keepers now. Wichita Tech Keepers are the first team in there.
Say that again. Tech Keepers.
Wichita Tech is the college, and then the Keepers. The Keepers is the name.
Okay.
I don't know what it has to do with, but got that's Brett.
Yeah, that one should have stayed in the workshop a little longer.
Clank Thompson was responsible for helping with that one. So if you want more info on that, you're gonna have to hit up Clank.
I'm going straight to Clank.
Clank will know a little bit more about that. Also, Clank, possible rookie of the year this year too. So yeah, keep your eye on that one. The second one is the University of Spokane Fighting Squirrels with Ted Stern.
I love it. Yes,
fighting.
That's what I'm rooting for. I'm with Spokane, man. That's what I'm rooting for.
The University of Spokane Fighting Squirrels is the second one. The Reno. What'd you say? The Reno State Grizzlies is the third one, headed up by Gaucher and Sean Robinson.
Of course. Yeah. Right. Reno State is in this. Oh, really, Sean? Okay.
Sean and Gaucher, and then that's the Great Western Conference that we have. That's the 3 teams in there. And then the Seaboard Conference that nobody had a better name for, but if you guys do, let us know. The first one's the Toronto University Red Devils, headed up by Skyler. The second one is the University of Brooklyn Knights, headed up by I think that is that's JT the Great. The Dragon. And the third one's an OG team, Buffalo Tech's coming back.
Yeah,
Blazing Gang.
We need the B-Tech. If they were gone, it would have been depressing.
Buffalo Tech Blizzard are back, headed up by Jordan Tribble. So those are the 6 prospect teams. I've already started to put people on those teams. So we got some prospects. If you guys want to hear about the prospects we got so far.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Sure.
Might as well. We're on air, right?
Yeah, we on the air, and we gonna be streaming this on Spotify.
All right. Let me run this down for you real quick then. All right, so the first prospect we got right now in the league is DY Zolving. I guess you guys seen him around. He's bringing out a 6'5" shooting guard named Ralph Rodriguez.
Oh, let's go.
Out of Egg Harbor City, New Jersey. So that's number 1. I'm gonna get these guys a shout out. If you're watching, DY Zolving, thank you for being patient, by the way, DY Zolving. You've been here for a while. So the next one is Rob Ritchie, Discord name. He's bringing out a 7-footer center from Hagerstown, Maryland. The next one is a remake. So if you guys know this one, Cody Lawrence, who aka before known as Messiah Ritchie, has retired. If you guys saw that in the chat, Messiah Ritchie has retired, but he's coming back as a new player named Wheezy Carlton, a 6'9" small forward out of Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Wheezy's back. This one's a special one. Gamers as enemy cat, y'all.
Let's go.
Oh no. Not most.
Jacoby Stellar. How do you say it? Is it Jacoby or is it? There's a little weird thing over the nose. So.
It's Jacoby. The little thing.
Coming to a mothership near you.
Oh no. We're drafting him here in Ohio.
6'10" small forward out of Area 50, straight out of Area 51, Nevada.
Hey, he was born. Wait a minute. This man was born in Area 51. Oh, we need a genetic test.
Born right on the mothership. Yes, sir.
Let's get some DNA testing on this one.
Born right there.
Holy cow!
Born and raised.
He's fully human.
The next one is this one. If you guys have been in CSBA before, Christopher Britton's coming into the league. He's a guy that was a big time player over there, so we're excited to have him. Chris Britton
in the Big East. I know him well.
Yep, he was a Marquette guy. Yep, for sure. 6'9" small forward from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's my SFL brother, Houston Headhunters. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm excited about him for sure. Excited about him. The next one, Discord name Yo-Yo What's Up. He was one that joined about last week. He's bringing in Keaton Overton, the 7-foot power forward from Denver, Colorado.
Whew.
Yes, sir. Three
Good
more
dude.
here.
I shared the booth with him.
Yeah, we got him in. I got to talk to him a little bit, so I'm pretty excited about him. Next one is Discord name Caden Yason. Is that how you say it? 0452. He's bringing in Jaden Johnson Jr., the 6'7" center. Uh-oh, we getting the second coming of Curator out here or what?
Curator's back, man.
Curator's
Okay.
back.
From Detroit, Michigan, 6'7" center. Oh man, Curator season 1 was goated. So if he can recreate that. And then the next one's Rob Penny. You've seen him around. He's been super active. We love him.
Yeah.
Yep. Rob Penny.
Bringing Colton Brady in, 7-foot power forward from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All Americans in this one. No foreign guys. And
We
the
need to
last
get
one
some
is
Spanish players, man. You need to recruit in Madrid.
right.
Team
Yeah.
Spain is struggling out here.
ESB International.
NBA Ra 3. I've seen him around too. He's bringing King Anasta in, 6'1" point guard, little guy from White Plains, New York. So that's what we got right now. But I know that some guys are recreating, so we'll get some of those for sure. And I know we got some more prospects on the fence coming in right now too. So pretty excited about that right now. But that's the list we got right now. So welcome those guys in and give them some love.
Hey man, welcome to the GSB Prospect League. Actually, sound like it's gonna be real good
Oh,
this
it's gonna
season,
be hot.
man.
Let's finish. Let's just run through the playoffs real quick so we get to the prospect game.
Right.
For real.
Hey, Hawk, speaking of, man, we got to get your reaction to the games from this week and the upcoming semifinal games. What you thinking?
Well, first, I think the quarters were good, man. I think that that Dallas Albuquerque series was everything. That was a crazy series. I know Toy called a couple of those games, and that was. I know you guys had a heart attack, but it was fun, man.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff. The semis are going to be so good. Like, I think the semis are going to be super good. So obviously the Albuquerque Seattle round 57 now. So
It feels like it.
I mean, what did you guys split in the regular season?
Yeah, we split in the regular season.
Yep, we split in the regular season.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be fun. And then I don't know, Baltimore, Ohio is gonna be good as well. It's funny because you guys are so different than Seattle, and Baltimore and Ohio are a little more the same, but still, they're still very different ball clubs. And so it's going to be fun who gets the edge in the semis with the style y'all play. But you guys have looked good. I mean, until Baltimore could slow it, Ohio's been on a tear as far as scoring wise. So,
well, I think if anybody's going to have the insight on how to stop us, Aldo Huxley was the head coach of Ohio during the draft. He's the person who put the draft board together that brought Jordan Tribble here, that brought Joey Phillips here, that brought all of the guys we have. So he knows what we want to do. So it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a good storyline going into it too. Aldo Huxley's been around a little bit. Had a stint in New York and now over in Baltimore. So gonna be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. I know we got one game a week this week, which is a really cool schedule. It'll get a lot of eyes on it. So no, super excited about it. I just we'll see who comes out. It's gonna be first time champion, I believe, right? So
yeah.
All the 4 teams left. We got a new champ this year in GSB, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, definitely exciting times. While you in here, let me ask you. I don't know if you can do it though, but can you give us maybe like a little preview of what's to come? I know we got Prospects League that's getting ready to start up, but what else GSB got cooking on the back end here for next season?
Definitely heavily focused on bringing players in right now. We're in recovery mode as far as looking at our numbers and stuff like that, but we're in a good spot right now. We got all 16 owners coming back from what I believe right now. So that's number one, was getting all those guys back. We got a couple guys that are super interested in ownership or at least high level GM stuff. So that'll be good. And as we build that out, we're actively recruiting pretty heavily right now. For the first 3 seasons, we never ran any paid ads. We're doing that right now. So you've probably seen some guys coming from that. And then anybody else we got some guys out there recruiting for us. So we're trying to bring some guys in right now to make sure the league gets filled. And then from there, we're going to make sure we get the prospect league filled and have that full prospect league the next season. But heavy in the prospects this off season. We're doing some slider testing right now, to shore up some things going into next season for sure. It's not really going to nerf anybody. It's just going to make things really look a lot better. on the product. So
Mhm.
I
it's
heard
going to be
rumor extended pressure back for season 4, right?
Hell
no.
that is
Hell
100%
Oh,
no.
no?
false.
Oh, I
Get the
misunderstood.
heck.
My bad.
No, yeah. And then I think Brent might have something cooking up for all the guys that are, for our, 8-week, 9-week off season. I heard it's going to be, I don't know if I could leak this on here, but I heard it might be like a TBT style tournament coming this off season.
Let's go.
If you guys ever watch the basketball tournament, we're going to try to get something like that where you guys can pick up 5 friends or something and do something like that in the off season. But number one focus is on retention for what we have. Number 2 focuses on bringing more in, and then number 3 is making sure that we're doing stuff really good headed into season 4 to making it our best season yet. So we got some stuff cooking there. We got some meetings behind the scenes that we're meeting with some people outside of the league to come in and help us with some stuff on the business side to bring in sponsors and stuff, so that me and Brent don't have to stretch ourselves too thin, and we can really focus on the operation side of things and making sure things are good at home. And while we got other people working for us, bringing in sponsorships and stuff like that. So we're pretty excited about next season. I think that the last 2 seasons, obviously we've had some trials and tribulations, but I think we figured a lot of it out, and we're on the right track. And season 4 for me is probably going to be the best season we've had, obviously, since season 1, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't have any other questions. Gamers, chairman, y'all have any
Oh,
questions for him?
I don't have any more questions. I just always am in awe. You guys are always working. A lot of people see things a certain way. You guys figure out ways to see so many different angles of how you want to go about accomplishing what you guys have envisioned. So that's one of the reasons why I love this league so much. I'm very loyal to
Mm-hmm.
this league. Um, and I'm just happy you're here, man. That's another thing. Is you're present, you're here,
Yeah.
you love, bleed, and
Gamers, they
sweat
already
this.
made your character. You could stop
Oh,
puckering
oh,
up,
okay,
man.
okay. All right, all right,
No.
okay.
I mean, I gotta say that I appreciate you guys for doing the show, and it's kept a lot of extra content. And something that I was listening, I wasn't on yet, but something Toy said was just taking the extra step and extra content for your teams at the league and stuff. And that's really what helps us get to the next level. It's just people that are willing to buy and do extra things for their team or for the league. And the more of that we have, which is another reason why we're focused on bringing more people in, is we just need more volume. And maybe with that volume, we get 3 or 4 or 5 guys that are like, "Oh, this is awesome. Let's go do some stuff."
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how we built in season 1, and that's kind of how we got to build back here in season 4. But we're in a good spot. Honestly, we're in a good spot. I'm not too worried about it. Back and better than ever.
Let's go.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, we're gonna keep it rolling here on Mission to Mars. So let's get into it. We about to end up. We done been on here for almost 2 hours, and
Whoa.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
I don't want to keep everybody late tonight. So let's get into these predictions for
Absolutely.
these semifinal games. Let's start over there with Ohio Baltimore. So let's start with you gamers. We'll go around the room here and just
Okay.
let me know what you think, who you think is gonna win, and what you think the series is gonna be like 3 games to 2-0, or if it go to game 3, let us know.
Mm, mm. This is a very hard choice for me, only because we know that Baltimore has completely shifted some of what they're doing. Chairman, as you said, you guys, the last time y'all played Baltimore, y'all just blew the doors off of them. Um, I think they probably looked to that game as being one of the games that they circled and said, we got to change things.
Yeah, there's no
I
doubt about
just,
it.
I just don't think. I mean, and I'm sick of always picking against Baltimore. We love Baltimore. Yeah, they piss me off some weeks. Um, Riggins especially when he likes to talk his trash and general chat. But I just I don't know if they have. They're a very good team. They're a very balanced team. I just don't know if they have the firepower to keep up with Ohio, especially if you guys are firing on all cylinders as you have continued to do all season. Um, I think Ohio. I think you guys win this series. Now, I don't know if it'll be in 2 games. I don't think it'll be. a walk in the park by any means. I could see each game being extremely close. I think, if it's one of those things where if you can win by 2 or 3 points every quarter, then by the end of the game, it's a, you know, 10 to 15 point victory. So, but I think it'll feel much closer than that. But I think Ohio got this series. You guys have your sights set on making it to the finals, getting the championship, and that was actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you, Chairman. Your definition of success for this season. I think you kind of summed that up. So I'm going with Ohio.
All right, Hawk.
Man, this is gonna be a freaking high scoring series. I mean, both teams average over 120 in the playoffs right now, right? So, going to be an insane scoring series. Both teams have extremely good guards, but Ohio's got 4 guys that have scored 20 plus points in round one in a game, which is like, it's hard to game plan for that. When they could do so many things so well, and until somebody steps up and stops Muddy Blunts, it's Ohio for me right now. So, dude is I mean, he's in the MVP race. I think he deserves the MVP. Definitely deserves most improved. But I think that's going to be. I'm going to say it goes 3 because I think Baltimore could steal one at home, but I think Ohio takes it in 3. It's going to be fun though. Like this game, I don't know. It's going to set records for points scored, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely myself. I definitely think it's going to go 3 games as well. I just don't see Baltimore stopping Muddy Blunts. And if Joey Phillips be dunking on people like he did in this first series, he gonna be a problem as well. But yeah, I think Baltimore will probably get it done at home as well. But as far as the series, I gotta take Ohio winning this 2 games to 1. And let's finish with the Ohio owner himself, but we already know what he's gonna say.
So this isn't gonna be a bye week like our first round. So it's gonna be a lot more effort. We're gonna win by 20 on average. It's gonna be 2 games. I think we're gonna win them both. We beat them by 26 the first time we played them. I don't think we're gonna even come close to beating them in either of these games by that. I think there's gonna be times we're gonna be trailing in the game, and I just gotta hope that my system is gonna work because there's not gonna. I mean, we've started all 10 players so far in the playoffs. We could start anybody. We could play people at multiple positions, and I'm just gonna have to keep watching and keep thinking and get what I need to get out of my guys. So, Ohio and 2.
Cool, cool. Well, let's move to the next games. We got the Martians and Seattle. We're gonna start with you. You just go around, Chairman.
So this is the matchup I was hoping we would get in the playoffs. We have the most dominant interior team in GSB history in Seattle, the number one point differential team, the number 1 seed in Seattle. This defensive juggernaut that's always been committed to defense. And on the other side, we have probably the most overachieving, the team of the season. When you look at what we expected out of all the teams and you look at what we got at all the teams, Albuquerque is the dream team. They play as differently as you can play from Seattle, and I think their way of playing, if they are hitting, is the way to beat Seattle. In my tests of how I'm going to play against Seattle, if I ever get a chance to, I'm going to try to be more like Albuquerque. So it's hard to say. If I'm going to pick Seattle, but if Albuquerque, I don't think it's about Seattle. I think it's if Albuquerque's hitting. If Albuquerque is hitting at a high rate, they could beat Seattle in 2 games. I think it's really hard to beat a team that good at defense to hit at that percentage. So I'm going to take Seattle, and I'm going to take Seattle in 2 games, unfortunately.
Oh, so unfortunate.
Still love. Hey, we're gonna take a pause for the calls real quick. We just got another guest in here, ladies and gentlemen, joining us live from Cancun.
Oh,
Ricky Spider, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky, what up, man?
Well, now I'm leaving.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on, man. Don't do us like
that. We lost him. We got 1 sentence out of the Spider.
No, don't leave Ricky, please. What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
What's going on, man? Yeah, man. I really didn't even know y'all were still on stream. Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, we was just wrapping up here
forever. Yeah, we go forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but hey, Spider, let's take it back to the last games real quick. I'd love to get your opinion on it. What you think about Ohio and Baltimore, and what's your prediction for this game?
Ohio and Baltimore. I think Ohio clears. They sweep 2-0. I mean, I've witnessed firsthand the damage they do. It's scary.
Hey, all right then. So let's go to the next one then, Spider. How about Seattle Albuquerque?
Uh, I hate to break your heart, man, but I guess I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go Seattle. Uh,
They're scary.
I'll say 2-1. I'll say Seattle 2-1.
Okay,
I think
they ain't break my heart.
yeah.
I know, right?
Seattle they just I
I'm
mean
okay.
they just know how to get down low and they just throw up the lob and I mean nothing much you can do. I mean you guys. I mean I'll say Ingram, you the man.
Appreciate it, man. All right, let's.
What about me? I'm listening. Go ahead.
All right, let's take it over to the Hawk. Hawk, what you think about Albuquerque and Seattle here?
Oh man, this is tough. I mean, Seattle's so hot right now that it's hard to pick against them with what they figured out. But the way to beat Seattle is to have a good forward or center shooter because they're so slow on with those bigs that you got to shoot it well with all you guys. But really having a power forward or center go out there like Jason Peace playing the four, going out and shooting threes like he did last time you guys played, he had like 24 or something. So like that's kind of the way to beat them, but also like you got to stop them too. And that is a really hard thing to do. I think you guys got the defensive bigs to do it with Stover. Curator's a little bit undersized there. That one scares me a little bit, not gonna lie. But I think if Stover shows up and you guys shoot it well, you can compete. But Seattle's the one team in this playoffs that held a team not once, twice under 100 points in this playoff so far. It's the only team that held anybody under 100 so far in the first round. That's not true. Baltimore did as well. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I think that you guys got them early in the season. I think they've figured out a lot since then about themselves. I think your bench is going to have to be the thing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Lane can have a game like he did in what was that, game 2?
Yeah, game
game
2.
then you guys can compete there. But I think Seattle's just too strong right now. I think they figured it out. I think Albert, you guys have done a phenomenal job this year. I want to say that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have done a phenomenal job getting to where you're at. I think you're one more year away from just putting the icing on the cake and getting the pieces you need to get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take Seattle in 2-1 game because I think you guys are going to shoot the shit out of it at home. So.
Well, gamers, I guess it's me and you. Do you want to go first, or I take it first?
I just thought you guys were our friends. Is all. No, I mean this is one of those matchups where I don't know what one we were more like. Ugh, we got Dallas, and then you get through Dallas and like, oh man, now we got Seattle. They are the number one everything. These are the situations me and Ingram live for. Um, they present a lot of, you know, issues for a lot of teams. Every team in this league, I don't think, matches up well against Seattle. We've got our hands full. I know personally, I'm staying up all night. Me and Ingram are going to be talking things over, game planning, and figuring things out rotation wise. Um, it's just it's I mean it's one of those things where hey, we got through Dallas. Maybe we're getting a little respect, but to really be truly respected, you gotta do some things. You gotta do some impossible things. So that being said, I'm also a betting man, and I know when the house has the better cards than I do. So um I think Seattle's gonna get us. I don't know if we're ready, as Hawk was saying. Um, I think they're going to get us game 1, and then we're going to get them game 2 and game 3, baby. That's right.
Let's
You
go.
thought you thought I was going to bet against my own
Oh,
team? Hell no.
man, I thought he broke doped us.
You
I'm
know,
like, no way he's picking Seattle.
yeah,
Wow.
you're right. You're damn
Unbiased
right.
opinion.
Yeah, you're damn right. No, but Seattle presents a lot of challenges. Like I said, man, they got best interior play in GSB history. Whatever they've got the big three, and Jim C. Williams, Shane Knox, Mario Medici, Quan Wulongchi is averaging like
Yep.
19 points per
He's an
game
all-star
right now.
too.
All
Mhm.
star Quan. Let me see actually where he's at. Yeah, he's averaging 19.5 points per game right now. Butch Harrison, the
Butch
the thing that
Harrison.
people forget, Butch Harrison is averaging 9.5 assists per game. He's
It's
spreading the ball
insane.
around from that forward position. He is getting things working. They are throwing the lobs like crazy. Yeah, I think they get us game 1, like I said. Game 2, game 3 has got to be ours, and we gotta take it to their home court to finish it off. We want a finals appearance. We want that championship. We don't care who we have to go through. We don't care how high the mountain is. We're gonna keep climbing until we get to the top, baby. That's why I love the GSB. That's why I love Albuquerque, because you don't know who's gonna go off for us either. But you know what you're getting out of Seattle. You're getting lobs, and you're getting alley oops, and you're getting
Mhm.
post play. But when you don't get that, what do you have? You have a
Oh,
slow,
man.
big team. That's all you have.
They've
That's
been
all you
shooting three.
have.
Have you been watching against Portland? They started
Yes,
shooting
yes,
threes,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
They
man.
started
Dragon.
shooting threes.
Yeah, the Dragon
Yeah.
got started that game.
Who?
Who was shooting threes for Seattle?
You had
Oscar
Seattle
Oni,
shooting threes too. That's
Oscar
terrifying. Sorry
Oni,
for the cussing.
and Quan Wulongchi. You're not gonna get threes out of anybody else except for the Stern brothers.
Mhm.
Yeah, Shane. I know
Well,
you guys are shooting threes, whatever. But anyway, that's my piece. No, we got tremendous respect for Seattle. This is going to be a crazy series. Just flaming it because we're just happy to be here.
right.
But if we want to accomplish what we want to accomplish, we knew we were going to have to go against a team. We were going to have to either go through Seattle or we were going to have to play Ohio or Baltimore, one of these crazy teams out there right now. But
Mhm.
they got to go through us as well. So um, I hope they're game planning, and I hope they're tweaking, and I hope that they're staying up all night too, because it's not going to be an easy game.
I'll
So,
say this though, and looking back, I just looked at back pretty much Seattle's entire season, and they have not faced because you guys didn't play them yet, Toy, right?
No, we never played.
Seattle has not faced a point guard like Ingram yet this year.
Mhm.
Besides Ingram, the
We
first
only
time you guys
faced
played him,
twice,
he dropped
you're right.
22. That matchup is the worst possible matchup for Steel Stern at point guard because of how big and slow he is.
Mhm.
That could be if Ingram goes off, that's a chance for you to win the game. But I think Ingram's
Yep.
got to drop 30.
He's going to have to have.
If he can, then sure. And like I said, I
I'm
think the
about to
other
pull
matchup
something
is
out my bag.
I think the other
Mhm.
matchup is Jason Peace at the
Mhm.
4 because of how big they are, and he's the one that can come off screens and hit at that stretch 4. It's hard
Right.
for guys to run that off of him, and Jello is not close to the point guard that Ingram is right now. No, way different kind of player, way different kind of
And they also got Tornado Boy, man.
Brent Lane.
player. Yeah. I mean, off the bench,
Brent.
it's just tough.
They got
Like,
they got speed, and they got shooting for sure.
you got to be able to shoot. I mean, you guys shot 59% the first time you played them from 3.
Mhm. Yeah, we got to be able to hit our shots. And
You just got to outscore them.
yep.
That's a
Yep.
hard thing to do. I mean, they're averaging.
No, and I agree with that. Right now, I don't. You're not going to be able to take away the alley oop play. Um, You just can't. I think it's just animation based. Once it triggers the animation, it's too late. There's really nothing you can do
There
about
is a
it.
way to slow it down, though. So
Oh,
There
I
is.
know there's a way. I
Yeah.
know there's a way to slow it down, but you can't. I don't think you
cannot
can
stop it.
literally stop
And
it every.
once the ball's in the air, it's pretty much a done deal.
Right,
So
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. I
uh,
know you could slow it down. Might be able to make them, miss a few. But if they're gonna do that 50 times a game, they just basically they're gonna make at least 25, 30 times. I mean, there's nothing
you're
you can
gonna
really
you're
do.
gonna have to score 120 plus points to win the game. Put it
Yeah,
that way.
Yeah.
we know,
We'll
we know.
see.
So
But
If you can put up 115, 120, you got a chance to win that game. Anything less, then you're probably not winning that game.
but
yeah,
let me
but,
let me say this though, and this is my thoughts about this series right here. Everybody at the beginning of this, there was an article that came out at the beginning of the season where we only was chosen to win like 3 games this season. We've already went above and beyond expectations for our team this
100%,
season.
100%.
This was after that first season. This was just basically like our transition season because we knew
Mhm.
after that first season, me and gamers had so much to fix from our team from last season. And just before the season started, gamers gave everybody on the team a list of goals that we were trying to accomplish this season. And
Mhm.
I can happily say that we have met just about every single goal that was put on
That's
that
true.
list.
That's
And
true. That's true.
just some of them, just to name off a few. Make the GSB playoffs, we did that. Have a winning record, we did that. Finish above 500 in the league, we did that. Have a Martian score 30 points or more in a single game, we did that. All star selection, have a have a candidate from the Martians in just about every category. We did that. We done basically went above and beyond our expectations for the season. So at this point right here, with even when it came to us playing in that Dallas series, like I said, we went above and beyond anybody's expectations. So at this point, we have nothing to lose. If we beat Seattle, we beat Seattle. If we don't beat Seattle, we just don't beat them.
Right.
Um, but with that being said, we're not going down without some kind of fight. We're gonna come out and we're
Yeah.
gonna fight this week. I do
Gonna
see
do
this
it.
series. I do see this series splitting. Seattle getting us 1 game, and then we get them another game, hopefully. But we're just gonna come out there and we're gonna play the best kind of basketball that we know how to do and what's worked for us the entire season. That
Yep.
You,
that's
yeah,
just the best way that I can put it. I mean,
yeah.
it,
Not only did you exceed expectations this season, but I'm pretty sure most people picked Dallas in the last series as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
A
mean,
lot of
there was
people.
one
a lot of
juggernaut better
people.
than Seattle to the end of the season, and
Hmm.
that was Dallas. They won
Yeah, yeah,
11
yeah.
games in a row, including I couldn't stop that. Ohio couldn't stop them, and
No.
then Albuquerque beat them twice in a row. So
Yep.
if they could do that, they could beat anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Is expectations have been exceeded multiple times already, and it's the playoffs, and any like 3 game series, anything could happen.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And so I'm excited to see it. But we got game 1 tomorrow with Ohio and Baltimore first.
Yeah, for
Woo!
sure. So let me just run
Holy
down the
moly!
schedule with y'all real quick. Me and gamers will be live before each game for the pregame show. I won't miss it like I did Friday, y'all. I promise. But let me run down the schedule here for y'all just in case y'all do need to see it. So starting us off tomorrow, we got Baltimore and Ohio starting us off at 8:30 in Ohio. Game 1 for Albuquerque and Seattle will be Tuesday. I don't know if he put that right or not.
The times,
Yeah, the times. He got 10
I
o'clock
think
on here.
the times are right. I think he's doing it regionally.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
baby.
okay.
We
So
got
he
a
doing it
ladies game.
regionally. Okay, so Albuquerque and Seattle is going to play at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time Tuesday. Game 2 of Seattle Baltimore will be at 8 o'clock. And the next day, Seattle Albuquerque 10 o'clock. And then games 3, if necessary, for Baltimore and Ohio will be Friday.
You could
And the
take
game
Friday off.
3,
Nothing's
if
coming that day.
necessary. Right. If game 3, if necessary, will be
Yeah.
Saturday for Albuquerque and
Saturday.
Seattle, unless it's another bye week for Ohio. Then we might play on Friday. But
Mhm.
That happens because that means I get to call that game. I would
oh yeah,
love to call that game.
but we definitely gonna see definitely some interesting matchups this week in the semifinals for sure. But with that being said, we getting ready to get up out of here, y'all. Hope y'all did
Yeah.
enjoy this episode of Mission to Mars podcast. We will be back next week for the finals edition of the Mission to Mars podcast. Before we get ready to get up out of here, though, I want to give the floor to gamers, the chairman, Spider Hawk. If y'all got any last words, this is your
I just want
this
to
is your
thank y'all
area
for
right here.
inviting me out here. I love the Mission to Mars. It's the best piece of content in the GSB, and
Mhm.
thank y'all for
Appreciate you.
doing it.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, let's get it. It's gonna be a fun week. Fun week.
Yeah. Spider, any last words before we
Yeah,
let you go back to
conversation,
Cancun?
man. Yeah, man.
Just good luck. I believe in y'all the first game against Dallas. First time around. I believe in y'all again.
All right,
Well,
appreciate
kind of.
it.
Gamers, any last words, man?
I don't have any words, man. You know, we gotta get out of here. We gotta start game planning right away. So
Yeah.
just another great show, another great show in the books.
Indeed, indeed. So don't forget, y'all, if you did tune into the episode right like in the middle of it or caught the last little bit of it, you can go back after this episode has ended and watch it right here on GSB Twitch. And it will be available on Spotify. It will probably be up tonight. I'm gonna see if I can get it up there tonight, if possible. So once that happens, it'll be on there. But appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, and good luck to the four of the playoff teams. And we getting up out of here. Hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Al Ingram the third in the booth. We are Bad Gamers. The chairman himself, Nighthawk, Spider. We out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. See y'all next week. See y'all for the pregame tomorrow. We out.
Yep. Peace.
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 Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Mars' lower orbit. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare yourself for atmospheric re-entrance.